It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Okay, basketball fans, with me, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. You're watching 2K Sports, but you know that already. And tonight, it'll be the Memphis Grizzlies going up against the Utah Jazz in Salt Lake City. And for Utah, after splitting their first two games of the season, tonight's game gives them a chance to get their record over the 500 mark and maybe get a little momentum on their side. And a guy we'll be watching tonight, Jay Crowder, impacts the game in a number of ways. Shaq, would you call him underrated?
Very underrated, but more people know about him now. Maybe not a household name, but that's because he focuses on the little things.
Yeah, he's a tone setter, defensively. He can get you 8 a game easily, no problem, plays to his strengths, and sometimes when you can get 8, that's better than getting none.
That was deep.
You can get 8 right now. You look like a sandwich.
The Jazz looking to take charge here at home as we bring it to you live on 2K Sports from Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. For the Utah Jazz, they come into tonight after the loss to the Golden State Warriors.
And unfortunately for them, they just ran into a hot shooting team and really had no answers.
Well, they still should have been more active on defense, giving those guys a run for their money.
And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. D.A.?
Thanks very much. Well, Quinn Snyder is the coach here in Utah, and he said, as a coaching staff, we show the players we have confidence in them. And then we're unbelievably demanding. But it has to be mixed with patience. And that, over time, pays off. Kevin?
Teaching and motivating. He's done a nice job, D.A. Thanks. Well, Smitty, 2 of the best bigs in the league going at it tonight, but 20 years ago it probably would have played out a little bit differently.
Yeah, totally right. I can remember when you throw the ball, you isolate the bigs on the blocks, Kevin. You wait till they get double teamed. They take up most of the shot clock, and then they kick it out to you at the last minute, and that's where you shot the 3. Right now, as you know, we see the game right now where the lane is wide open and it's played at a faster pace.
And so off the tip, it's Utah. Now look at Memphis's starting group. Anderson at the small forward and Jackson at the 4. Garrett Temple is out there with Conley. And it's Gasol and at the center locking down the middle. Now here's Mitchell. Passes it to Ingles. Rubio outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Anderson. Favors finds Rubio. Just 2 to shoot. And the 3 off target. Down low. It's stolen by Gobert. The drive by Mitchell. He feeds it to Favors. And then Favors with the dunk.
Good job by Mitchell, trusting his teammates. And in turn, that's going to open up opportunities for him.
Rubio against Conley. And Anderson has it in the corner. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, quick foul to pick up right away here in the first quarter.
And just over a minute played here in the start of the game. That one goes in.
That shot, Conley has perfected it. The little teardrop.
And Rubio kicks to Mitchell. Back to Rubio. Shot clock at 6. Here's Favors. The Grizzlies pull it in. They are coming off that win against Atlanta.
And what an outstanding win it was. I mean, to get it the way they did in overtime made it that much sweeter.
They show real guts, nabbing that victory in overtime. No doubt they are a better team because of that one moving forward.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Memphis shooting their first shots from the free throw line tonight.
And look back a season ago. They did a solid job at the line, about 79% of their free throws.
The first one falls.
Last year, a devastating season for the Memphis Grizzlies, especially on the offensive end. Dead last in field goals attempted and in field goals made.
So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. On talking about the Grizzlies, part of that low offensive output is that they tend to play at a slower pace.
Typically, the Grizzlies are known for a grit and grind philosophy, and that lends itself to a slow, bruising style of play. Last year, they tried to play faster, but didn't really have the personnel to pull it off.
Here's Conley. Following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. Conley gets the bucket.
You know what? Mike Conley is so crafty, finding a way to take the bump and weave through the defense.
Rubio, the pass to Ingles. Here's Favors. That one off the back iron and out. Favors has gone 1 of 3 shooting so far. To the inside. And it's Anderson that time on the assist from Conley.
A high percentage look for Kyle. Has the size and length to be a factor inside.
And Favors kicks to Gobert. That's tipped. And now Conley running the floor all by himself. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
And early on, they look great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
Back to Rubio. He tries for 3, sinks the three-pointer. Rubio's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Not the most comfortable shot for Rubio, but give him credit. He doesn't turn it down.
Conley gets the bucket.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
Rubio looking around. Ingles kicks to Favors. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And for so long, it seems Derek Favors had played in a crowded front court, but still can get the job done.
And Favors has shown his versatility and impact in spot minutes his whole career. Every team can use a player like Favors. He just eats up space inside and can play that tough D. Offensively, I think he'd like to get back to where he was around 2015, and hopefully he'll find the chances to do so.
Roof shot.
And that one falls for Favors. And, Steve, you'll remember Favors had that impressive rookie season, but he's been somewhat up and down since.
He's kind of an old-school power forward. Might have been an all-star 20 years ago, but nowadays the best forwards can shoot from range and can defend on the perimeter.
And so Favors nails both of them.
Well, you know, he's the former 3rd overall pick out of Georgia Tech. Favors has made steady improvement, productive at the 4 and the 5 spot.
Now here's Jackson. Turned in an outstanding game against Atlanta. Pass to Conley. Jacks up a 3. And again, it's Memphis with a 3.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
And it's Rubio with the ball for Utah. They trail by 6. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Under heavy fire, Rubio keeps his cool, finds a way to score.
And Ricky Rubio might be one of the most unselfish players in the league. Not only for his passing and how much he enjoys piling up assists, but how he does a great job adjusting to what the team needs him to do and not worrying about his own game.
And for Rubio, who has been in the eye of the media for so long, Greg, he's always been unselfish. We've always seen that in his style of play.
You're right, Kevin. You've always been able to see that with Rubio's game. Great at making quick reads, seeing passes before they develop. I mean, he can see who's open and who's going to be open before he even catches a pass.
I like what he's given them tonight. Efficient offense that's helped fuel this lead.
The feed to Favors. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Favors got 6.
Favors is a huge guy that absorbs contact. A true master at getting his shots off in the midst of really intense defense.
Now here's Anderson. He had 10 points in the win against Atlanta.
And you know, another way he impacted the game was forcing turnovers. Really disrupted the offensive flow.
Jazz trail by 3. The pass to Rubio. He dishes it to Favors. Jazz passing it around. Ingles kicks to Mitchell. Clock at 6. Rubio the pass to Mitchell. Lets it go from deep. Mike Conley grabs the miss.
Yeah, not a great shot there, especially when you got a lockdown defender guarding.
You know, there's no shame in passing out in that situation. Leave your ego at the door.
Now here's Anderson. With the floater, and the layup is good. Anderson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Oh, such a field shot there, the floater.
Ingles against Anderson. Now Ingles. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Rubio. And there's another one for the Jazz. And the Grizzlies leading by 3. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Thabo Sefolosha has checked in for Joe Ingles. The Grizzlies also changing it up. JaMychal Green, he's checked in for Jackson. Chandler Parsons comes in for Kyle Anderson. And it's Dylan Brooks in for Garrett Temple. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Favors. Down low. Here's Rubio. Green with the block.
One of JaMychal's strengths is his shot blocking. Whether he's down low or on the perimeter, he gets up quickly.
Rubio against Conley. Pass to Gasol. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Rudy Gobert.
And even now in his mid-30s, Marc Gasol is fantastic. I mean, he gives you everything you want at that center position. Strong defender and rebounder, and he has a host of ways to get you buckets.
And that one falls for Marc Gasol. And with Gasol, he continues to develop his outside shot, Greg, to act as a stretch center now.
Yeah, and really the combination of his 3-ball shooting and his passing really, even at this stage of his career, makes him a tough cover. You worry if he'll settle too much for that outside shot, but boy, when he is on, there are few answers for slowing him down.
He's perfect from the line this time. A lot of people, Steve, talk about the length of the season, 82 games. Do you think the league will ever reduce that number?
No, I don't think so. I think the commissioner's done an excellent job of trying to spread out games. He's cut down the back-to-backs, and so it's given some guys some much-needed rest, and I think they've looked at the travel schedule. So I don't think they ever want to reduce the number of games. The league is going well right now with 82.
And you've got to keep, Steve, the regular season relevant.
Yes.
Don't you? I mean, it's got to matter. It's got to matter.
I think so, and I think that's the reason why. I think they might change the playoff format, but I don't think they would change the regular season. A tremendous athlete. Unfortunately for Burks, he has had some bouts with injuries, but he's a guy who can take over stretches with his length and quickness.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. Well, Alec Burks, he's just one of those guys you just love to watch attack the rim and attack that defense.
Yes, he's a nice ball handler, can create his own offense. He can get to the rim, and he gets to the line. He only needs a better jump shot to take the next step.
Caspi, he's checked in for Marc Gasol. And he makes both free throws.
And this is what we've come to expect from him. This type of consistency from the line.
Conley with it, guarded now by Rubio. Parsons against Cephalosha, and he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A three-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
And there you see the heart and fire of Parsons. Just refused to be denied on that shot.
And Chandler Parsons, a player who's just had some bad luck with injury. You think back to when he was at full health and how impactful of a player he was. Still working to get back to that level, but it's been a long journey for Parsons.
Free throw good, Parsons. And with Parsons, it wasn't that long ago he was a top small forward with his scoring and playmaking.
You know, at one time thought to be the ideal small forward, you know, to give you a little bit of everything on the floor, could get to the rim, could stretch it with the perimeter shooting, and a solid defender. His outside shooting, I think, still there, but the burst that allowed him to get good looks is something injuries may have taken away.
Now Conley, after the missed three from Rubio. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Let's take a look at Ricky Rubio, some stats on him. A very nice season for him last year. 12th in steals, and he'd make you pay every time he went to the line. Top 20 in free throw percentage.
And as we saw last season, a difficult guy to run the offense against. Constantly jumping the passing lanes. Always a threat to create a turnover. And the first one at the line is good.
What I like about Dillon Brooks, the maturity. Physically, he came in NBA ready, and he already played a lot of important minutes for a great college team.
And both free throws good for Brooks. Well, Steve, with Dillon Brooks, a second-round pick, his rookie season was a tremendous success.
I agree. He shot the ball well, contributed on both ends of the floor. Really good rotational player, still with a tremendous upside.
And that one drops.
Blazing first step of Burks, enabling him to leave the defense in his wake.
Conley kicks to Green. Parsons for 3. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. And it's 6 points for Chandler Parsons.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Burks dishes to Cephalosha. Clock at 6. It's stolen by Green. He kicks to Conley. Back to Green. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Brooks against Burks. Stolen by Brooks. And here we go. The Grizzlies on a fast break. No good from Caspi.
No hesitation. He took it right to the rack. But a quick reaction by the defense.
Here's Crowder. And the rebound goes to the Grizzlies. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Utah.
Yeah, and these teams pretty familiar with one another. They'll face off 4 times this year.
These teams have played each other plenty of times over the years. All of these games should be exciting, tight-fisted affairs.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. And Dylan Brooks, the former Pac-12 Player of the Year. Greg with a great start to his career.
Yeah, I was shocked that Brooks ended up going 45th overall in that 2017 draft. He just plays within himself, but still is aggressive in terms of looking for his shot. It looks like he'll be a strong scoring option for the team as he continues to develop.
The Jazz again can't hit it. And the Grizzlies leading by 11. Parsons looking it over. Conley against Rubio. Unloads. Conley's shot is off.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Rubio. Now here is Cephalosha, guarded closely. To end the cold streak. Doesn't go for him. Now Memphis takes it the other way. Here's Parsons. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
And it's Brooks in the corner. Here is Caspi, covered by Cephalosha, and it's good for two. Caspi's got his first points in this one.
And from the opening tip, they have been in complete control of this one.
Dominate on the court, and it's showing up on the scoreboard. Let's see if they can maintain this level of intensity.
Now, here's Rubio. He's coming off a 22-point game against Golden State.
And you know, another way he impacted the game was forcing turnovers. Really disrupted the offensive flow.
Now here is Conley after the miss from Ricky Rubio.
So much of rebound is about positioning. Effort, no lack of it right there.
The shot by Crowder, no good.
Well, he's put up zeros for an entire quarter. Not the way you try to get back into this ball game.
Conley kicks to Parsons. Conley against Rubio. But he stays with it.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Well, the two go hand in hand. Matching your strategy to your personnel is key.
Cephalosha with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Shot clock at 5. Shot to stop the run. They get the rebound. Udo. And he banks in the layup.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
You know, there's nothing more frustrating than that. Giving up points on a possession, you won.
And so it's Mike Conley making highlights for the Memphis Grizzlies. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Mike Conley, one of the best players never to play in an All-Star game, and he says he's tired of the underrated label.
The underrated Mike Conley thing has been out the window for me for a while, and it's gotten a little frustrating because I felt like I've been deserving of it over the years, but it's so hard to crack that spot in the Western Conference, and I'm going to keep working, and hopefully this will be the year.
And as he said, in the West, so many great guards.
And he's been a part of some winning teams, certainly has been in the conversation. And he'll just have to be content with that max contract.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And guys, the Grizzlies enjoying a nice lead here.
I tell you, on fire all period long. And this is how you want to start the game.
They built up a monster lead on the heels of great shooting. Love the attack mindset here.
They've got Cephalosha. Ricky Rubio is out there with Alec Burks. Then there's Udo, and it's O'Neal in at the threesome. That's the group right now for Utah. So it's Rubio bringing it up for Utah. 11-point game. Passes it to O'Neal. To the middle. Pass to Udo. The Jazz working the ball around now. Works for three. That shot, no good. Now Memphis takes it the other way. Inside, here's Brooks. That's in, coming off the assist from Parsons. And the Grizzlies lead by 13.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Burks, the pass to O'Neal. That shot off. Great D that time from Green. To the paint. Shoots from the right block. Conley's shot is off. For Utah, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter.
What a year for the Utah Jazz in 2018. A 5th place finish in the West with a solid 48-win season. Definitely surpassed the expectations many had going into the year.
Burks against Brooks. Kicks to Green. Conley against Rubio. They double team Conley. Stolen by Rubio. 3-on-3. Cephalosha has the open look. Off target from 3-point range. And Smitty, the Jazz certainly caught many by surprise last season.
You have to credit the job the front office did to reload the roster. Ended up losing to the Rockets in a thriller in the second round. But this is a team no opponent wants to see in the playoffs.
Donovan Mitchell's checked in for Utah. The Grizzlies also changing it up. Jackson comes in for Chandler Parsons. And Garrett Temple subbed in for Mike Conley. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Jazz trail by 11. And here's Cephalosha for 3. Hits the 3-point bomb. Cephalosha's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Temple. He had an 18-point outing in the last game against Atlanta. And it's sent back by Mitchell.
This is the elite defense Mitchell provides, and you've got to love how he competes.
Burks in the corner. That one off the back iron and out. And the Grizzlies leading by 8. And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Here is Caspi, guarded by O'Neal. Jackson finds Brooks. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Caspi. And again, Memphis no good. Utah's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. On the wing, Mitchell. And now the Grizzlies, fast break. Here is Caspi, guarded by O'Neal. Brooks, left side. And he wills that one in, sinking right through off the back iron.
I mean, if you're looking to get back into this game, you have to get tougher defensively.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do, sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Sacre bleu! Thank you, G.A. He is indeed a fiery competitor. Here's what Utah's going with right now. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Udo. Favors comes in for Cephalosha. And it's Joe Ingles in for Alec Burks.
I like that play by Joe Ingles. Doesn't have anything he wants, keeps the ball moving.
And that Unleash Chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. Steve, talk about leadership. Some guys are extremely vocal. Name some guys that prefer to lead by example, that aren't all talk, but watch what I do.
Yeah, I think it comes out, I would say the first in mind, because he's never vocal, is Kawhi Leonard. Obviously his play, he leads by example. I think Anthony Davis is another guy that stands out for me. I even look at Kevin Durant. I don't see him as a vocal leader, but I think his game and the way he leads his teams by example is one of those guys that can be leaders, but they can be leaders without being extremely vocal.
That free throw, no good.
Well, you know this franchise, they preach fundamentals. The Grizzlies led the league in personal fouls last season. Just another example of where things went wrong.
Good on the second free throw. Well, I'm thinking about the Grizzlies, Smitty. It's going to be a challenge rebuilding this roster.
Yeah, cap space has been a challenge for the Grizzlies. Drafting well has been a challenge also. And, of course, you have the coaching carousel.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Gasol looking around. Over Gobert. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Boy, he loves that mid-range jumper. Just fails to create enough room to operate.
Mitchell outside. And there's the pass to Gobert. Nice ball movement by Utah. Ingles kicks to Mitchell. Jacks up a three. But they recover it. Now, here's Ingles. Not a lot of room. Mitchell against Brooks. And it's Mitchell missing.
You know, I like the competitive fire, but he's still really out of sync.
And it's Brooks. That time on the assist by Anderson. Brooks has got 7 points for the quarter.
The playmaking ability of Kyle Anderson combines great floor vision with his height and feel.
Mitchell passes to Gobert. Inside. Favors can't get it to go. Memphis leading by 10. He had stolen by Ingles. Now, here is O'Neal. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Stolen by Brooks. Score the basket. His fourth. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
His temperature is rising. I mean, it is rising.
Ingles kicks to Gobert. The dish now to Mitchell. And it's Mitchell with the jam.
Coach doing a great job of putting Mitchell in pick and roll situations. For a young player, he makes good decisions.
Temple finds Brooks. Back to Temple. That drops and it comes off an assist from Brooks. And the Grizzlies lead by 12.
Yeah, going to the floater right there. That was pretty.
And the Jazz call time here.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
You start to wonder, in my opinion, is it better to take everything to the rack now or to try at least draw some fouls?
And Utah making a change here. Crowder's checked in. Ingles kicks to Favors. Outside Crowder. The three. The Grizzlies pull it in. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
What perfect timing on that play. Derek Favors, an outstanding shot blocker.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
For Memphis, they have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
Two shots.
That free throw missing. Well, Steve, you look at the core of this Jazz team, Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, still very, very young.
Mitchell, obviously the youngest, but the Jazz have a good amount of players just entering their prime. Their front office has done a great job of identifying talent in the draft and developing it.
And he's good on the second. Jazz trail by 13. Mitchell kicks to Gobert. Anderson against Crowder. Stolen by Anderson. Pass to Temple. That's tipped. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That's his first foul. Michael Conley. He's checked in for Brooks. Here's Gasol. He's coming off a 31-point game against Atlanta.
He was really aggressive on the glass, too. He really racked up on the boards out there.
Clock at 4. Here's Temple. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far. Utah's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let him fly. On the wing, Ingles. No points in the game yet for him. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Can't sleep on Joe Ingles. Knows how to pick his spots and when to be aggressive.
Here's Temple. Ingles covering. Conley for 3. And again, it's Memphis with the 3.
There it is. His first make from beyond the arc in the second quarter. His third of the game.
Mitchell kicks to Favors. Ingles passes to Crowder. Beyond the arc. It's rebounded by Memphis. Jackson's got 4 rebounds in this game. Crowder with the steal. Knocks it loose. Mitchell against Conley. Lets it go from deep. Conley with the rebound. Conley's got his 4th rebound in this one. He kicks to Temple. Drops in the layup for 2. Temple's got his 3rd basket of the night.
What about the passing of Conley? Always ready to zip it over to the open man.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
How about the concentration? He gets hit, but stays with the play and gets the finish.
Smitty, looking back in your career, what's the most pressure you've felt in a game?
You know, I think the most pressure, you love to be in those games. I think that's when you strive. I think the most pressure I ever felt, it wasn't a playoff game, Kevin, or a championship game. It was that very first game as a rookie because that game you had nothing to compare to, and it was everything you dreamed about. And that first game, you were finally saying, for me, I couldn't get it out of my head. This is my first NBA game. So I think that was the most pressure game I've ever played in.
And Temple kicks to Anderson, passes it to Gasol. Knocked loose and stolen by Favors. Crowder, the pass to Mitchell. 1:21 left in the first half of basketball. Chalk up 2 there. Mitchell's got 6 in the quarter.
Big difference from the first quarter to the second. His shot looks completely in rhythm now.
Conley finds Gasol. To the middle. Here's Parsons. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. 8 points for Chandler Parsons.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Pass to Favors. Back to Rubio. Favors in the post. Covered by Parsons. And he can't jam it through. The shot from 20 feet away. Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
Not sure of the thought process on that one. Really bad shot selection.
Well, you're playing for the team, not just yourself. They needed much better execution that trip down the floor.
Here's Favors. A beautiful reverse layup. Favors got 11 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Rubio against Conley. Kicks to Gasol. Over Gobert. No good from the wing. And so it's Memphis, looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, Kevin. Joined here with Quinn Snyder. Coach, your team has faced a lot of firepower from outside. How do you keep them from getting those three-pointers off?
Well, one, they're making them. Hopefully we can get them where they're not open and they're contested and see if they're making that many of them then. But they're getting them a variety of ways. We just got to be better.
Play outside-in defense, right? Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter. See you in just a bit.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, friends and neighbors. One half down, another half to go. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. The first half went really well for Mike Conley. He had 21 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal. He's definitely heated up over the last few games, and we're seeing some of that same recipe here tonight. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Grizzlies?
The speed they're playing with has been fantastic. They're pushing the ball in transition and catching the defense. That's snapping, Ernie. Anyway, a huge chunk of their offense has come on the break. They've got a nice lead, but they shouldn't slow anything down. I say keep doing what you do.
Kenny, what do you have to say about the Jazz?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
Welcome back, everyone, to Salt Lake City, Utah. That's the state capital right here in Utah. Really a sight to see when you get that kind of perspective from above. And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. We're seeing a tremendous game from Mike Conley.
And every team needs this, a guy who challenges the defense with that slashing ability.
You know what? So many teams focus on the perimeter and alley-oops. It's important to have someone who can work that in-between area.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Tipping off the second half, here's J.B. Bickerstaff's 5. Jackson down low with Gasol. Garrett Temple is out there with Conley. And it's Anderson in at the small forward position. Mitchell outside. Kicks it out to Rubio. 6 on the shot clock. Dishes it to Gobert. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And for good reason. We talk about the effect of Gobert's wingspan, somewhere around 7 feet 9 inches.
Kevin, that's a tremendous advantage that few others have. I guess Mo Bamba's up there around 7 feet 10 inches. And of course, my old teammate Manu Bol still holds the record at 8 feet 6 inches.
2 shots. Relax on the first.
No good on the free throw. Steve, the golden era of basketball for the Jazz were in the late 90s with Stockton and Malone. What was it like playing against those teams?
Well, they were unguardable in the pick and roll. Fantastic in the fast break situation. Karl Malone, one of the best runners at the 4 position. And then you had John Stockton. If you made a mistake, he would make you pay with the pass. And they had toughness. Probably would have won a title if Jordan wasn't around. And with so much emphasis placed on Gobert's defense, some people aren't paying attention to his impact on the offensive end.
Gasol inside. Gobert on him. That one goes. Count it. And the Grizzlies lead by 14.
Terrific play call, and that's where you want to see Marc Gasol. He can use his combination of skill and size.
Back to Rubio. With some arc, and he sinks the layup. Rubio's got 10 points in the game. And you know, Steve, what you have to love about Gobert, as his usage rate has gone up, the efficiency still is there. It remains.
You're right. Shoots for an extremely high percentage, fairly low turnover rate, and each year his moves are a little more polished.
And Rubio kicks to Favors. The pass to Gobert. He dishes it to Rubio. Count it, number 5 from the floor this game. He's now 5 of 11.
And you can see the game plan tonight. They keep calling Rubio's number, and he keeps answering.
Anderson passes to Gasol. Some nice passing there by Memphis. And they pick up 2. Conley's got 23.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Rubio finds Ingles. Gobert the pass to Favors. Back to Gobert. Now here's Mitchell. Defense is right there. And it goes for the 5th time in 10 shots for him this game.
Just how they drew it up coming out of the half. 3 straight from the field.
Conley the pass to Anderson. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the 3rd quarter. And here is Ingles. Ball's knocked loose. Oh, and here comes Anderson all alone. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, "We expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other." Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. Utah calls timeout. Well, Steve, when it comes down to how this country is developing young players at the amateur level, do you feel winning is overemphasized in relation to individual skill development?
Yeah, I mean, great question, Kevin. I think in youth basketball right now, youth sports, I think so much now is individually rating individual players that are playing a team sports. I want to see more of rating the team. And I think also guys getting a chance to understand winning is important. A lot of these tournaments, you play 3 or 4 games a day, and it's not so much about winning. I think it has to come down to win or go home. I love that for youth basketball. And then I also love that you're just getting better. And I would love for some of these youth coaches to move these players around. There's a player right now that might be playing the center spot, but let him try to play the guard spot. I think you got to find a way to do that and talk about winning as a team versus individuals.
Smart stuff. Conley kicks to Green. At the elbow, it's Jackson. Caspi for 3. Doesn't go for him.
Tough night for him shooting the basketball, but this team has been resilient. That's why they hold the lead.
Burks' shot is good.
Everything going to plan here to start the 3rd. 80% shooting thus far.
Brooks finds Green. And there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
This could be a problem. That's his 4th foul with plenty of basketball left to play.
Udo's checked in for Utah. O'Neal comes in for Joe Ingles. Brooks outside. Feeds to Jackson. And the foul on Alec Burks. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul.
And it's the Grizzlies with the ball. They led by as many as 18 points.
Using all of that 6'4" frame, Ricky Rubio was all over that one.
Cephalosha kicks to Rubio. To the inside. Here's Udo. And Jackson with the block. And he gets it back. Clock is at 3. And he overshot that one, missing. And the Grizzlies leading by 11. Brooks feeling it out a bit. Pass to Conley. From downtown. A rebound by the Jazz. Rubio the pass to Burks. He kicks it to Cephalosha. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. Inside, here's Brooks. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 4 assists now tonight.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Passes it to Cephalosha. Back to Rubio. Let's go. Another miss by Utah.
One could argue that's a good shot, but maybe not the right shooter to take it.
Here is Caspi, guarded by O'Neal. And Caspi kicks to Brooks. Here's the teardrop. And the rejection by Udo. And oh, here we go. Burks got it. A fast break chance. And the shot goes in. Burks has got 5 points now this quarter.
Making a dent in this deficit. He's been on point tonight.
Brooks against Burks. Now here's Brooks. Tight defense on him. Out left to the wing. Here's Caspi. And now a look at the upcoming schedule for the Utah Jazz. On Wednesday, they'll be playing against James Harden and the Houston Rockets. And then on Saturday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans.
And for that game against the Timberwolves, it's a chance for them to come out and knock off the top dog in the league. A win there can be a big step forward for this team.
And he can't get the first one. And for years, the Memphis Grizzlies defined mid-level success in the NBA, but not last season.
Before last year, they made the playoffs 7 straight seasons. Never played in a championship, but always seemed a player or two short. Now they're finally rebuilding.
And Utah making a change here. Crowder's checked in. He hits the second from the line. Jazz trail by 12. Now O'Neal. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Crowder dishes to O'Neal. Lets a floater go. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Memphis called for the foul.
2.
First trip to the line for him here.
Royce O'Neal at the line for 2.
That's good from O'Neal.
In terms of player salaries, you want to get what you pay for. Not the case for the Grizzlies last season. 2 of the 3 highest paid guys, one played in just 12 games, the other played in just 36.
He hits both from the stripe. Well, looking at the Grizzlies last season, they really didn't have the talent on the bench to make up for some of those injuries.
They've botched a lot of draft picks over the years. No infusion of young talent. No surprise that they ended up with the second worst record in the league.
Now here is Cephalosha. Defense is right there. It's stolen by Green. To the inside. Parsons finds Green. Good work defensively by Crowder. Jazz trail by 10. Over Caspi, and the shot's good from Crowder. Crowder's got his first basket.
Jay Crowder, not the biggest guy, but he's crafty in the painted area, knows how to get his shot.
O'Neal against Conley. Here is Caspi. 6 to shoot. Outside, Green over Udo. And there's Green on the assist by Caspi. And the Grizzlies lead by 10. Utah has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Cephalosha kicks to Burks. Pass to Crowder. There's the dish to Udo. Here's Burks, and again it's Utah.
The handles of Burks really set him apart at 6'6". He's got some moves off the bounce.
Conley, the pass to Green. Back to Conley. And that's a foul. It's called on Thabo Cephalosha. That's foul number 2 for him. Donovan Mitchell's checked in for Utah.
Donovan Mitchell.
Conley against Mitchell.
A tremendous floor leader. Amazing that Conley's only averaged around 6 assists a game for his career.
Two shots.
And he makes the first. Steve, you're talking about Conley, a guy who gives you much more than what you see on the stat sheet.
What he does, he controls the pace, the rhythm, understands how to manage the game, and he does it all with great efficiency.
And so Mike Conley nails both of them.
To me, what is most impressive about Mike Conley is his decision-making. He's a guy you can trust to handle and run your offense.
Outside Crowder. Back to Mitchell. Over Temple. And it's Mitchell missing. And so it's Parsons with it. He'll bring it up for the Grizzlies. They led by as many as 18 points. Temple gets the bucket.
Well, you leave a guy that open with Parsons on the floor, and you know he's going to find him.
Jazz trail by 12. Burks kicks to Udo. Now the pass to Mitchell. Burks in the corner. No good from outside. Memphis has gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly from 13. Parsons' shot is off.
Well, this is what happens when you're a threat down low. You attract a lot of defensive attention.
Crowder finds Burks. That ball is good for another field goal. His 6th. He is 6 for 9 on the stat sheet.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Parsons outside. Burks against Conley. And stolen by Cephalosha. Here's Burks. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor.
I'll tell you, he is scorching the nets this quarter. Maybe that'll help wake up some of his teammates.
So timeout called here. The first for Memphis.
Quinn Snyder, one of the more serious and intense coaches in the NBA. He has an MBA and a law degree. Takes a very measured approach to coaching, and it fits the team perfectly.
A different look for Utah. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Udo. And Derek Favors subbed in for Thabo Cephalosha. Memphis also making some changes. Marc Gasol comes in for Jermichael Green, and it's Anderson in for Casper. Gasol kicks to Conley. They double-team Conley, and there's the call on Rudy Gobert. That'll be foul number 5 on him, and due to the bonus, we'll be headed to the free throw line. And Steve, you talk about Snyder's intensity, perhaps has one of the sternest faces on the sideline.
That intensity has translated to his defense. He's rebuilt the team on that end. The Jazz players have followed his lead. They play with toughness.
And the first one drops. And so Mike Conley nails both of them. And so good for so long. Conley still with no all-star appearances, Steve. That's hard to believe.
It is. It's a shame. Lots of competition at that point guard spot. People recognize the ability, but he continues to lose the numbers game.
The drive by Mitchell. Kicks it to Gobert. 5 on the clock. 14 feet away. Burks can't get it to go. And the Grizzlies leading by 10. Now the feed to Parsons. And that's off the glass and in. Parsons got 10 points in the game.
He's not shy around the rim. Chandler Parsons with the length to work inside.
Mitchell outside. And stolen by Parsons. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Conley's shot is off.
You know, not sure if it's him or the defense, but just something's off tonight.
Especially in this quarter. He's had a few shots that looked like they would fall, but things haven't gone his way.
Mitchell right side. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. 12 points for him.
And right there, Donovan Mitchell showing off that confidence. He's quick and he's powerful.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. It's the Grizzlies up 10. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, you also have the location of the pass. Puts it right where it needs to be, where his man can do something with it.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. So on the floor for Utah, Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Donovan Mitchell is out there with Joe Ingles. And it's Crowder in at the 3. And Gobert kicks to Crowder. Clock at 4. Utah needs to get off a shot here.
Small stature, no matter. Conley competes at the defensive end on the floor.
Here's Parsons. Scored the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Strong move at the rim. Overpowers the smaller defender.
Pass to Favors. Back to Mitchell. Got a piece of it. Gasol with the steal. Fast break. Here we go. And Anderson slams it in.
You can't afford to leave one of Conley's teammates wide open. He will make you pay.
Fourth quarter still young. Just over a minute play. Mitchell passes to Gobert. Favors surveying the floor. Up top, Crowder, defended by Anderson. Just 4 to shoot. Crowder finds Favors. Mitchell off target with his 3.
Aggressive closeout on a great jump shooter. That's how you defend against the 3.
And Anderson gets it to go. Anderson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And a big guy with his quickness, it's just not fair. I mean, how can you guard that?
Jazz passing it around. Back to Favors. And stolen by Parsons. Anderson against Crowder. Anderson right side. Count it. And the Grizzlies lead by 18.
Completely on his game. Hasn't missed a shot all night. A big part of why this team is winning.
Ingles kicks to Favors. Passes to Mitchell. And here is Ingles. That's a 2 from Crowder with nobody on him. He buries the jumper. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Away. Stolen by Mitchell. Outside Crowder. Pass to Gobert. He kicks it to Favors. Just 5 on the clock. It's rebounded by Memphis. Parsons got 4 rebounds in this game. Temple can't get it to go.
I mean, the mid-range jump shot, a lot of guys have a hard time knocking it down.
Crowder goes in. Ingles can't get it to go.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Anderson passes to Conley. Parsons outside, and Anderson kicks to Parsons. Memphis needs to get off a shot here. The Grizzlies with another miss.
Coming down the stretch here, holding the lead. You like him to be more efficient offensively.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. And being a part of one of the better draft classes of all time, Steve, I think you would agree, is Donovan Mitchell.
2017 was a deep draft. Featured tremendous talent at the top. Mitchell was a late riser on most people's boards, but still couldn't crack the top 10.
And that one misses.
He was a part of that terrific draft class in 2017. Donovan Mitchell was somewhat unheralded, but may turn out to be the best of the bunch.
Ricky Rubio checked in for Jay Crowder. And Memphis also making a switch. Jackson's checked in. And he sinks the second.
And the thing about Mitchell, stands only about 6'3", but has a solid frame and long arms, and is very quick off his feet.
Conley kicks to Jackson. Over Favors. Jackson misses. Jazz trail by 15.
Memphis foul call. That's his third personal foul.
Marc Gasol picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. And talking about Mitchell, you have the physical profile, and then you have the intangibles.
The first one, he's a highly competitive guy. The strides he's made with his shooting speaks volumes about his work ethic. Great character and very well spoken.
Yeah, that's got them over the limit with a lot of time still left. They're going to have to tone it down, or they may end up giving up a lot of free throws here.
Taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
First free throw is good. And the outside shot finally starting to come around for Ricky Rubio.
Yes, Kevin, he'll never be a pure shooter, but you have to like the improvement. Last year, he hit 35% of his threes, the highest number of his career, and he shot more threes than ever before.
Temple finds Gasol. Down low. And Conley gets it to go. The assist by Gasol. Gasol's got his 4th assist in this one. Rubio the pass to Mitchell. Rubio with it. Shot clock at 6. Now the pass to Gobert. Here's Favors. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
You know, the right thing there to try to fade away with the D all over him, but that is a difficult shot to sink.
Here's Mitchell, and it's Mitchell with the jam.
That's quality basketball. Turn him over on the defensive end. Ingles, aware, kicks the ball ahead.
Outside Gasol. Over Gobert. Gasol no good.
And this is a guy that can get you stops. Aggressive on the defensive end.
Also doing a good job of tracking the ball, contesting the mid-range jumper as well. Boy, he reads the defense well, makes a nice adjustment. Very dependable.
Memphis moving it around. Conley gets the bucket. Conley's got 31.
He's in control when it matters, giving them a tremendous advantage right here.
Mitchell outside to the inside. Here's Favors, and he drops it in from the low post. And so here's Memphis. They led by as many as 18 points. Conley kicks to Gasol. Back to Conley. 5 to shoot. Here's the 3. The shot will not fall. Now the Jazz take it the other way. Mitchell outside. Teardrop shot, and he sinks the layup. Mitchell's got it back down to a single-digit deficit for Utah.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
Timeout called the Grizzlies. Steve, while he was interim head coach last season, J.B. Bickerstaff certainly won over the players' approval.
Marc Gasol said he's done a tremendous job with the tools he was given and with what he was allowed to do. Mike Conley simply stated he deserves this job. The Grizzlies brass was impressed enough that they didn't conduct a coaching search.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Hey, Kevin, during that last break, I heard J.B. Bickerstaff talking with his team. He told them, put your foot on their neck. Take it to them. I want to see you guys slow it down out there, use the clock, and stay away from silly fouls. Let's see if they can execute the plan, guys.
18 feet out. The shot's good from Gasol. And the Grizzlies lead by 11.
Capable of making shots, Marc Gasol able to do everything you want at that center position.
Here's Rubio, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
Boy, did he burrow his way in there, and the D just sort of backed off.
Knocked loose, stolen by Rubio. Kicks it out to Mitchell. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Mitchell's got 14 points now in the second half. Now here is Conley. Dishes to Jackson. With the teardrop, and Conley lays it in. Conley's got 33.
How about Mike Conley? I say keep the ball in his hands, but of course, it always is.
Conley against Rubio.
At the line for your Jazz, Rudy Gobert. taking 2 shots.
That one is off.
Rudy Gobert can change the game in so many ways. He does it with his length, his height, and his impact.
And the second free throw, good. Here's Temple. Out to the right wing. Gasol finds Temple. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist.
High percentage play, working the ball in close, then the nice move to convert.
Mitchell outside. Got a piece of it, and it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. And this is what the schedule looks like coming up for Memphis. They continue the road trip, heading out to Sacramento to take on the Kings. Then on Saturday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
And looking at the Wizards matchup, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
And it's Rubio penetrating. Outside Favors. On the wing, Mitchell. Ingles. It's rebounded by Memphis. Gasol's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Conley feeling it out. Doesn't go that time. Gobert with the defensive effort. And here's Rubio. Here's the floater. 2 points. That one goes. Rubio's got 10 points in just the second half.
I love how he's been more patient in this second half, shooting only the shots he feels he can make.
Anderson kicks to Gasol. Hits it from 3-point range. Gasol's got 5 points in the quarter.
I love the adjustments he's made here in the second half, getting the looks he wants now and shooting a much higher percentage.
Poked away. Anderson against Ingles. Here's Jackson. Marc Gasol picks up the foul. That will get him his 4th foul of the game, and due to the bonus, we'll head to the line for 2. Grizzlies making a switch here. Green's checked in. So Favors will bring it up for Utah, trailing by 10. Now, here's Mitchell. Guarded closer, and it's Mitchell with the jam.
Doesn't matter to the great offensive players who's guarding them, and Donovan Mitchell is trying to become one of them.
Now Conley kicks it to Gasol. Back to Conley. Pass to Temple. Just 5 on the clock. Over Mitchell. And it's in. Basket number 6 for him thus far. He has only missed 2 shots from the floor.
Working over that in-between area. Defenses now have a hard time shutting that down.
They get a hand on it. Here's Favors. Down goes basket number 6 for him this game. He's taken 12 shots and made half of them.
That's where a majority of Favors points come from. So effective from the interior area of the floor.
And Temple kicks to Conley. 1:16 left to play in the final quarter. Here's Gasol. Gobert with the block.
And that's one of Gobert's specialties, a shot blocking master.
.109 left here in the 4th quarter. And Anderson gets it to go.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Grizzlies.
When you shoot this well from 3-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooter.
Exactly, Kevin. They were lethal from deep.
And so with this, they'll end up with their 2nd win on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Mike Conley.
When we look back and we think about key takeaways from tonight's game, his leadership really stands out, controlling the pace, keeping everyone involved, and he made this offense sing.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Crowder, he's checked in for Favors. O'Neal comes in for Joe Ingles. Alec Burks checked in for Mitchell. And it's Dante Exum in for Ricky Rubio. Goes up the baseline. Crowder pulls it in. And it's Utah's ball. It's a 10-point game. Passes it to Exum. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
I love to see that aggression. Exum unafraid to pound it inside against some pretty good defense.
Shooting one.
Back looking around. So it's Memphis picking up the win. A truly gutsy performance away from home.
You know, it really was. And Kevin, when this one was hanging in the balance late, they showed just what a tough-minded group they can be.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Chandler, you guys really passed the ball well tonight, and that seemed to feed energy at both ends.
Yeah, just playing selfish. And as you can see, we're having so much fun when we play that way. When everyone's getting involved, everybody's touching it. It's just a much better team offense when we play like that, and it's successful for us.
It was successful tonight, Chandler. Thanks for your time. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time